Oh God. Oh, I was feeling it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know that you can hear me beautiful. Today is an absolutely amazing day. I'm just gonna reach over here real quick, Wanda. I apologize. I want to make sure that I turn off, my phone. Amen. Gotta make sure that I turn that off. There we go. You guys, I'm so happy to be in the studio this morning. It is a beautiful, amazing day. If you are our friend on Facebook, you already know the topic. So listen, I'm your host, I'm your girl, I'm Kim B. I am live in the studio in the home of IntellectualRadio.com. I'm sitting up a little bit, got the high chair working because we got some stuff laid out that you are actually able to see at our website, which is www.intellectualradio.com. We stream live through that server as well as iHeart. If you happen to have to catch the show later, you always can, and you can catch it via YouTube, as well as, of course, on my page, Facebook. So, listen, this is a season. You guys, we are in a season, and this message is for all of you that will receive it as well as believe it. We are in a season without limits. I want you to hear me. I want you to catch it. I want you to regurgitate on it. We are in a season without limits. However, it's going to require you to stretch your imagination, to stretch your mind, stretch your thought, stretch your heart pattern. Stretch your identity. It's going to really require you to get outside of the box so that you can get what God has for you. Because we say it often, right? And you hear me say it, we quote, what God has for me is for me, but it takes us doing some things. It could be just work. It could be, just testifying. It could just be an open. So nevertheless, this is our season. This is our season without limits, but it's going to require us to stretch. Oh, stretch. Feel it. Feel it. I'm stretching on today. I feel good on this morning. Been off for a few weeks. I'm back in the studio, and I know and I believe it that there is a word from the Lord. So watch this, right? I'm going to talk to you real quick because it's a two-part. I want to talk about something else, okay? I was leaving out of my house the other day, and while I was driving, I live in the city of Chicago, woohoo, Chicago South Side, and I was I was heading south on Western, and there was two bus stops. Well, not two bus stops, but two bus stops on 87th and Western. One was for CTA, and the other one was for Pace. Now, those of you familiar with Chicago, if you've ever been in Chicago, Cheryl used to live here. The Chicagoland area, we have, in terms of our transportation systems, we have CTA and we have Pace, right? CTA is exclusively for the city. It's for city travel. It gets you from one end of the city to the next. You may have to you may have to get on another bus, but nevertheless, we have the CTA, Chicago Transit Authority, and then we have what's called Pace Bus. And Pace Bus is a little different because while Pace Bus operates very similar to the CTA with regards to the Pace Bus, you can go places by way of transportation, public transportation, that the CTA just cannot go. I want y'all to catch that with me, okay? They're both providing a service, but the Pace Bus goes in areas where the CTA bus cannot go. The CTA bus has limits on it. I want you to catch that. It has limits on it. The CTA bus is limited to its travel within the Chicago area, the Chicago city limits. It's confined to Cook County. It's confined to to a certain region with regards to Illinois. It can only go so far. And we get it, right? It has its route. If you've ever ridden on the public transportation, it travels on, let's say, north, south, east, or west, whatever. And when it gets to the end of the line, what it has to do, it has to turn around. And you either are on this bus to get somewhere, and the driver lets you know, hey, this is the end of the road. You got to get off because I'm turning around and I'm going back. And that's the pattern. This is every day. It's a cycle. Oh, it's a cycle. It's I'm on this route. This is where we're headed. We're not going anywhere outside of this. And you're either going to get to another bus by way of transfer, or you're going to get off of this bus. But it takes you round and round, and that's just route, and that's what it do. Okay, it turns around and heads back in the opposite direction. But the pace bus, and I want you to catch this, okay? Because this is about being without limits in this season. But the pace bus, watch this, is not confined to a geographical area such as just Cook County. Its reach is greater than the CTA. It goes to areas inside of Chicago as well as outside of Chicago. Well, what's outside of Chicago? Outside of Chicago is the suburb. We call it the suburban area. We have Cook County, we have Lake County, we have Will County, we have Kane County, McHenry, and we have DuPage County. And these are all areas that the PACE bus can travel as well as within the city limits. And some PACE routes even go to Indiana. So watch this. Not only am I in the state of Illinois, but I can also go outside of Illinois and I can hit some parts of Indiana. And CTA, watch this. The CTA may have more frequent stops, right? It may have more frequent locations where you can get on. You may see a CTA bus, let's say one every 7 minutes. You may not see a PACE bus for one every 30 minutes to 60 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, right? So you're going to see more the area is saturated with CTA buses versus PACE buses. When you're in a certain area, they don't come as often, right? The PACE bus doesn't come as often as the CTA bus. However, when you think in terms of the limits, the PACE bus appears to be a little bit greater because the PACE bus can go further than the CTA. Are you hearing me? Are you with me today? The PACE bus can go further. So there's benefits. Watch this. There's benefits to actually waiting for the PACE bus. There's benefits. It's not that big of a difference in the cost. It really isn't. Now, on the outside, the CTA buses, look a little bit better. The PACE buses tend to look a little bit older. They're not as modern as the CTA buses look. However, they are not authorized. The CTA buses are not authorized to go outside of its limits. And in this season, watch this, in this season of being unlimited, in this season of being without boundaries, right? Boundaries will keep you bound. In this season of being without boundaries and being without limits, and I'm not talking about being and living any kind of way. That's not what I'm saying. But in this season of where you got to go, where you need to go, where you have to go, what you have to do, there are things that you have been called to do. There are people whose voices that you have been called to speak to. There is a ministry, there is a word that God has birthed inside of you and only in you. And if you choose, it's a choice. If you choose to be limited in this season, then you cannot go where God is taking you. You will never, ever accomplish the mission, the assignment, the work that's on your life if you choose to stay limited. And that's what I liken with this analogy of the analogy of the CTA bus and the PACE bus. The CTA bus is only going to take you so far. And that's how it is in relationships and friendships and courtships. Oftentimes we are connected to people, connected to individuals, connected to companies. We work for companies that can only take us so far. We can't evolve with those companies. We can't go to the next level with those companies. We can't even transfer from one department to the next because there's such a limit of authority that's on us and on them. They can't do what God has not called them to do. Does that make sense? Someone cannot do for you what God has not ordained for them to do. It's like trying to get, as they say, trying to get blood out of a turnip. They have to be authorized. And if you're not authorized to go where it is that I'm going, what I got to do, Tony, I've got to get off of your bus. I've got to get off your bus. Remember, we said earlier in this year, we're not focusing on our haters. We're no longer focusing on those who walked out on us. We're not focusing on those who betrayed us and those who abandoned us and those who misused us and mishandled us. The days of focusing on those people, I said it. Those people are over. We now have to take ownership and accountability of our own actions and our own choices because it's a choice. I told you as I was driving, here it is. Here's the bus. Here's the bus stop. And you have a CTA sign and you have a Pace bus sign. And we know, I just said it, those CTA buses are running one every 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes. Pace bus maybe once every 30 to 60 minutes. So I may have to wait. Oh, somebody need to catch this. Your wait is not in vain. I may have to wait to get on the right bus, but I'd rather be on the right bus with access going where I need to go than to be on the wrong bus that's going to have me in nothing but a cycle. That's going to have me doing nothing but going down to the end, turning around and coming back the way that I just came. And oftentimes we see that in our life. We go like, oh, I've been here before. It's the same situation. It's a different person. Every time I turn around, I'm choosing the wrong person. No, you're right. You are choosing the wrong person, but you have options. You have an option to either get on the first train smoking, the first bus pulling out of the station. You have an option. The first one is pulling out of the station, or you have an option to wait. They that wait on the Lord, you have an option to wait. And oftentimes when we're waiting in our posture and our position, right? Think about it. If you're outside and it may start raining, right? And you forgot your umbrella. Have that ever happened to you at the bus? It's raining and you forgot your umbrella and you see that there is a bus coming. And I've done this. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to catch this bus until we go down a little ways and then we'll catch up with another bus. And our plans, no matter how profound they may seem to us, guess what? They're not what God will have for us. If you've got to wait in the rain, then you should wait. You should want to be on the ride, on the bus that's taking you where you have got to be. There is no harm in waiting. And watch this. When you are driven by purpose, and guess what? I'm talking about it's so deep down in your core. When you want to throw in the towel, life throws you back the towel. When you want to throw up your hands and say, I give up, God takes that as a posture sign of I surrender. I'm giving you a yes. When you want to just say, Lord, I've had enough. When you are driven by your purpose, listen to me, your destiny, your destination, your destiny will always find you. You will always be where you are supposed to be when you are driven by your purpose. You may not necessarily look the way you think you should look. You may not have the education that you think that you should have. You may not have the money, the resources that you think you should have to be where God is taking you. But don't you know that's what he specializes in? God will do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we could ever ask. There's nothing like asking God to do something that you can do for yourself. God specializes in the impossible, not the possible. Guess what? If I go to work, I get paid by the hour. I tell my son this all the time. I get paid to be there. If I get up and if I go to work every day, I can anticipate a check coming to me in 2 weeks. I can anticipate that because I've given them my time. That's not impossible. That's realistic, and that's how it works. Those are the laws of man. You're giving me something for my time. However, if I don't have a degree, if I don't have the educational background, I may not even have the experience, and God raises me up to one day be the owner of the business. Guess what? Now that's God working in the impossible. That's God going exceedingly and abundantly above all that I can ask. But that's how it works with regards to our purpose. Because catch this. He knows, this is the word. He knows, this is in Job. He knows the way that I must take. Watch this. And when I'm tried, what does it mean to be tried? Sometimes you get on the wrong bus. Sometimes you make the wrong decision. Sometimes you make a bad decision. And guess what? People tell you, you made the bed, now lay in it. No, I made the bed. I'm finna mess it up. I'm finna snatch the cover off the bed. I'm finna clean the sheets. I'm going to start over. And then I'm going to lay in the bed. You don't have to lay in mess. You don't have to stay in a bad situation. You don't have to live with a bad choice or a bad decision. You have the ability on a day-to-day basis to change the narrative in your story. You can change the story. You can rewrite the book. You can do it by faith. By faith, the just shall live, not die. The word didn't say that you will die in it. You shall live, but it comes through your faith. It comes through you activating it. It comes through you knowing, have I got on the wrong bus? Am I on the CTA where I'm going to be limited? Is this relationship similar to being on the CTA bus where I'm limited, or I'm on the PACE bus? And the PACE bus, as I said, the PACE bus can ride in the city as well as the suburbs. It takes you to, in some places, to Indiana. Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to have God do for you? Do you want to walk in your purpose? That's a rhetorical question, you guys. Do you want to walk in your purpose? Do you want to be driven, so driven by that purpose that you look up one day and destiny have found you? You find yourself at your destination. That's where the word destiny come from. You find yourself at your destination. Why? Because you were driven by your purpose. You decided, I'm gonna wait for the right bus. I'm gonna wait for the right opportunity. I'm gonna wait to be connected to the right people. I don't want to be connected to just anybody trying to get there, trying to buy my way into it, trying to force my way into it. Guess what? You don't have to force your way into anybody's life. You don't have to ask anybody to love you. And you darn sure shouldn't have to ask nobody to leave you. If people are there for you, guess what? When they are there for you, it's going to show. There are going to be some signs. There's going to be some sort of demonstration of why they're in your life. Have you ever had people that all they do is raise hell and drive you crazy? And I'm talking about drive you crazy to the point where you find yourself be like, I'm about to catch a case. Those kind of people. No, I'm talking about people that truly are there for you. And sometimes we make mistakes, right? Sometimes we say the wrong things, we do the wrong things, and that causes a strain on the relationship. But when we are together and when we are truly walking and moving, we got the same purpose. How can two walk together unless they agree? I know that I'm connected to you. You know that you're connected to me. You're a seed. I'm a seed. Iron is sharper than iron. You understand? We got those kind of people in our lives that I don't care if you don't talk to them for 30 years. You look up one day, you all have a conversation, and you all can pick up right where you left off at. Those are people that God has placed in your life to be connected to. Those are people that are designed to be there for you and you be there for them. How many of us know that this is how it works? You have to be able to reciprocate. You just can't always be a taker, 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 taker when you're trying to be without limits. You can't be like that, because if all you are is a taker, then guess what? You have already set yourself up with limits. Because guess what? If I reap, watch this, if I reap, guess what? In my giving, then I will sow. I will get it back. And I'm not talking about giving to get back, but what I'm saying is that we become a benefactor of those things that we live by. We become a benefactor of those things that we not only say out of our mouths, but what we do, our actions and our behaviors. This is a season of being without limits. Stretch your imagination, right? Stretch your imagination. The word lets us know that we can speak to the mountain, right? Be thou removed. And people look at a mountain and they speak and then they say, mountain be removed. And the mountain is still there. Listen, understand something. When we think of mountains, and the Lord wants us to understand this, when we think of mountains, he's looking at a mountain in terms of something that just seems impossible. Call your mortgage company. Call them up. Call the bank and say, listen, this is what I can do with regards to my mortgage. I want to stay in my house. I don't want to lose my house, but my situation has changed. My income has changed. My status has changed. It could be a divorce. It could be a loss of a job or change of a job. And you're not making what. Call the bank and tell them this is what I can do. And watch God move a mountain on your behalf. That's what we're talking about when we talk about moving a mountain. Guess what? You don't have any money and you're moving by faith. You don't have any money and can't really get any money, but you decide on this particular day, I'm going to go apply for myself a mortgage. And you get a notice from the bank 4 days later that you've been approved. We're talking about those kind of mountains. When you know that you look at what they're looking for by way of the qualifications on the job, and you don't even have the qualifications, but you submit your resume anyway. They call you, they interview you, they love you. We're talking about those kind of mountains. God wants us to move outside of speaking to the mountain that you can see in the natural. But no, I'm talking about those things that go beyond. That's that stretch, you guys. That's that without limits, no longer being bound. Boundaries. Boundaries will keep you bound. Get out of the box. Get out of the box. Get out of your comfort zone. Get uncomfortable. Decide that I'm going to wait for the pace bus. Decide I'm going to wait because I understand that it doesn't come as often as the CTA bus does, but the pace bus will take me out of my perimeter. The pace bus will take me out of my district. The pace bus will take me out of the territory. It will take me out of the city limits. I will wait on the pace bus. Listen, you guys, I want to end right there because I do need to talk about an initiative that we have going on right now. An amazing initiative. I have a bag. This is the bag that has been provided for our initiative, Saturate the City. Is this not a beautiful bag? It's beautiful. This particular bag was created. It was created, designed by two amazing women, Tony and Lily. And I got some more over here at the table. You guys got blue. We have blue. We have yellows and whites. If you go to www.intellectualradio.com, you can actually see them. They're laid out before me. But those bags were created, you guys, for this initiative. Wanda threw a toothbrush in there. See, we got them in white. And this is what we're doing, you all. All right, you got a couple of ways you can help me, help us, right? The Bible tells us, right? I'm shifting gears here. The Bible tells us in John 13 and 35, by this, right? By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples. Well, what is this? It says, by your love one to another, right? We can talk about being the church all we want, but the church has got to come outside. We got to come outside of the four walls, and we got to give love. With love and kindness have I drawn thee, thus said the word of God, right? We know this, and it's with love. It's done through love. So the campaign, and it's for July 27th of this year. It's a day of love demonstrated. We're calling it a day of love demonstrated. Would you partner up with us? Would you be so kind to join us to fill a bag, to fill with what we need by way of supplies? We're talking about giving these bags to our less fortunate, right? We're talking about people that get up in the morning and don't have any toothpaste to brush your teeth because they don't have a bathroom to go to. So we're looking for the little travel size toothbrush and toothpaste. We're looking for travel size hand sanitizer and baby wipes. We're looking for feminine napkins and deodorant. All those items, you guys, that I just named can be purchased at the Dollar Tree, at any dollar store, just $1 each item. Please consider helping with this initiative. I can't do it alone, and I'm not going to try. I do believe that God has people out there that don't have ulterior motives when it comes down to ministry, that aren't looking to try to get rich. I pay my own mortgage, you guys. I don't have one car, I have two. And I'm not boasting and bragging, but what I'm saying is that I believe that as I help people to heal, then God ultimately heals me in so many ways, because you don't know what it is that I go through and what I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. And there's days when I have hit rock bottom in terms of a darkness. But what encourages me when I can look up and I can get a bag delivered to my job, a box of them from Arizona, from this wonderful woman named Tony who saw the show a few months ago and ran with the vision. That uplifts me. That keeps me encouraged. And that's why I will never focus on the ones that have left. I will never focus on the ones that walked out. I will never again focus on the ones that abandoned me, because God continues to send people our way. He sends people our way to give us hope, to encourage us, to inspire us. So the word tells us, right? And I'm paraphrasing it, right? This is in Matthew's, where, the Lord was giving them an analogy and a parable, as they would say, as they would call it. And he was talking about the king, and the king happened to say to the people, when you did it for your brothers and your sisters, you did it for me. And what he was talking about is, like, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. When I was without clothes, you clothed me. When I was sick, you came and see my. This is what we're to do. This is a mandate on us. We want to saturate the city. I'm not interested in taking over the city. No, I don't want to take it over, because taking it over sounds hostile. And guess what? Some of these people don't need our hostile engagement. No, they need our love. They need our love engagement. We're looking to saturate the city with love, a demonstration of we care, a demonstration of you matter. That's July 27th. Please join the campaign. Someone asked me, well, where's the location? We are the location. The city is the location. So where are you going with these bags? We're going everywhere. We're going to Tent City. We're going down to Pacific Gardens. Guess what? We're going to go over to Inglewood. We're going to go over there to the Ashburn area. We're going to right outside. Where we're at over here. There was a homeless man sitting on the corner. We're going where the need is. I don't want the people to have to come to me. I want to go to them, and I need help. I need people to help with the initiative. We want to go to them. I'm not going to them with my sanctified turn up. I'm not going to them with turn around and turn for no. I'm going with love. We're going with a demonstration of love. These bags are bags of dignity. I mean, they're just beautiful. They can have these bags and store their little items in it. And we want to do that because a little bit of love, watch this, a little bit of love goes a long way. And we want to win souls. We want to win souls the way Christ says for us to do it. He says, if I be lifted up from this earth, then I will draw all men unto me. We have to lift him up. We have to lift him up. And if we lift him up, then he will do the drawing. He will draw all men. And we're looking for that to be demonstrated. So listen, you guys, be looking for the flyer. You can always donate. If you can't get the package to me, I'll be more than happy to go get the items myself. We had an initiative last year with regards to journaling while on the journey. That was successful. You can Cash App. The Cash App is the $ Sisters Heart 624. You can always Cash App me. You can run it through my phone number 773-366-2011. If you want more information, you can always email is sistersheart 624@gmail.com. Again, that's sistersheart 624@gmail.com if you want more information. I'm going to have a flyer that's being finalized today, and I should have that out Monday or Tuesday, the latest. And again, the Cash App is the $, the dollar symbol, Sisters Heart. Did I say 624? Yes, I believe I said 624. Just do the phone number 773-366-2011. And again, God bless you all. I love you. This is it. We are done. Safe travels to my brother, Mike. Good morning. He says we're on the road. Prayers are going up. He's on his way to Fresno, California. He's being transferred from New Mexico. He's in the service. He's in the Air Force. Thank you so much to Tony for playing hostess to my brother, his wife Anisha, and the two girls, Kennedy and Sydney. I love you for it. I appreciate you. You guys, listen. This has been amazing, and I want you to get it. No more limits. You need to be limitless in your choices and your decisions, and understand that he knows the way that you must take. God knows the way, and the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. I'm not talking about good because you quote unquote do all the right things, but no, I'm talking about good because you recognize that you need God. And the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Be ordered on today. Be purposeful on today. Because if you are driven by your purpose, your destination will always find you. I love you. God bless you. You all have an amazing day. This is Sister's Heart, where we stream live. We stream live at the home of www.intellectualradio.com. This is our home, you guys. I'm in the studio. I'm going to sit up in the high chair like a little baby. And listen, you can always catch us on iHeartRadio. We always post on Facebook Live, of course, through my page. And we also archive through YouTube as well. So I love you all. You all stay blessed. I was in the studio with Wanda this morning, you guys. I love you all. Thank you again. Share the video. Tell your friends about it. Let's get this cracking. We want to get out there and we want to share some love, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Love you all. Stay blessed. Thank you, Wanda. Ooh, that light is rough, you guys. Look at that shine.
Every day of my life, he's watching over